I'll carry him in his bed. Good boy. Hungry? Yummy. Welcome back to Essex, everybody, for what is going to be our last ever trip in this van, unless of course at some point in the future we end up buying the van back again, but I think that's probably quite unlikely. I always forget how much I love staying in the van until I stay in the van, and then you remember how nice it is just to kind of like be away in like a cozy little space. Becky has to go to work in about an hour's time though, so we're just going to kind of have some breakfast, pack the van up, Becky's going to go to work, and then I'm not really too sure what me and Digby are going to do. The last time we were here we went to Colchester to the castle. I don't think I'm going to do that again though, because it's a little bit colder this time around, whereas back in the summer it was quite nice. But we might go and find a walk somewhere, but just generally just enjoy kind of being with the van for the very last time. And yeah,
Dave.
Digby's jumped out of the van. Digby. So I found this place online. I've got no idea what it's called, but apparently it's a good place to come and walk the dog. I think it may be a bit of a mistake though, because it's a little bit muddy along here. We don't really have any way to clean the dog because we're not allowed to take Digby into the showers or anything, so literally have no way of cleaning him, so I don't want him to get too dirty. Oh dear. Good boy. Choosing the dry way. Go on then. So yeah, our final trip in the VW. We knew it was coming, and it is very sad that we're going to be selling the van and pursuing with the new one. It's exciting at the same time because the opportunities we feel like are a lot greater in the new van than the other one, particularly because there's the three of us and the dog, and Joss is getting a bit bigger as well, so when we all go away in the VW it's just kind of like a little bit cramped. I know that's kind of like the point in the van, but I think for us we just want that bigger space, we want the fixed bed, we want the ability to have the toilet and the shower there, so we don't have to stay just on campsites, we can kind of be off grid. We're hoping that we can travel a lot further north. We're doing the counties map as well, so we've got the whole of north of England. I've never really been very north, to be honest with you. We'd also love to go to Scotland, to Wales, over to Ireland. There's just like so many things that we want to do, but we just can't really do it in the VW, so that was kind of the main reason for selling it. It's a bit of a funny one though, because we do feel not like attached to the van, but the van is quite significant in our lives because it was very much the first step that we took in the kind of direction that we're going on now with the tiny house and everything. Back when we bought the van, we were renting a 3-bedroom house. I think we were paying nearly £2,000 a month just in kind of like living costs, and it's just a whole world away from where we are now. I think Becky might be more attached to the van than I am, I suppose, because she uses it almost every week to travel to Essex and back to go to work, because she only has to go to work for a couple of days a week. And before we got the van, she was getting the train through London out to Essex and then staying in a hotel or a B&B overnight or something, and then having to do that to come home. Whereas the van has made that a lot easier. And I think that the stress of commuting to Essex and back on a regular basis on public transport was quite taxing. So I think that getting the van really had a massive impact on Becky's mental health as well. So it really is so much more than just a camper van to us anyway. It's also quite interesting as well because VWs have a reputation for holding their value very well, and I can honestly say from experience that that is definitely the case. We sold it for near enough what we bought it for 3 years ago, even though we've added about 20,000 miles to it. We have spent some money on the van, so I think we spent around about £3,000 on it over the course of the 3 years, but we've pretty much sold it for what we bought it for, which is obviously really good. But that was one of the main reasons we decided to get the VW as opposed to a different van, because we did talk about perhaps converting one back when we got that, but we thought that it would be good to get a van that will hold its value so that when the time comes to sell it, we'll get back for it pretty much what we paid for it. And that was also a reason for us to spend a bit more than what we initially budgeted to get the van. And as it happens, we've managed to sell it for pretty much what we paid for it. This is such a nice walk though, through all the fields. I've got no idea where it goes, but I don't think we're going to be doing a loop. So I reckon if we get maybe down to the bottom of this hill and then turn around and go back. So it's 4:30 in the afternoon, and look how dark it is outside already. It actually looks quite bright on the camera. It looks so much darker in real life. I suppose it is the 16th of December, and I think the shortest day of the year is the 21st? It's either the 20th or the 21st of December. I've just finished doing some editing anyway, and I'm going to turn this light on because it's really dark in here. Oh, that's better. Everyone can probably see what I'm doing now. Yeah, I'm either going to start getting the dinner on, or I'm going to have a quick shower. I think I'll probably do the dinner first though, because we usually eat around about 5 o'clock. Just a standard van pasta, wouldn't be anything else on our last trip. And then I got myself a couple of reduced scones or scones from Waitrose that I'm going to have for pudding with a bit of jam, maybe some butter or something. I forgot to get some cream. I should have got cream, but yeah, I forgot to get some cream. One thing I'm not going to miss about this van is the height of like the kitchen. It's a lot lower than a normal kitchen, so I always feel like really hunched over when I'm trying to cook, whereas in the new one the kitchen's going to be the right height, so I'm quite looking forward to being able to stand up properly while I'm cooking. Well, cheers everybody to a lovely 3 years of van life in the VW. It's been an adventure, an experience, and one that I think we'll never forget. We've had the van longer than we've had Digby. There's a thought. You're not having any of my scone, Digby.
Put him down on the floor so he can use food.
Go on then. Oh no. There you go. Look at this boy. What's he doing? He's got his little T-Rex arms. Descendant of the T-Rex. Is that you? You fierce from the Jurassic age. Look at him. What are you doing? Right, we're gonna watch something when Digby stops kicking me. Why are you going so crazy? Is it because I've got the camera out? What do you want? We catch you guys in the morning for our final pack up. Well, we're not going straight home in the morning because Becky's got to go back into work, but we're going to be packing up and heading home tomorrow. What do you want? What? I don't know what you want. I'd like to know. Just want to play. Is that what you want to do? Just play. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Let me see you tomorrow. What do you want? This is why we want to get a bigger van, even with just the two of us. It's just like stuff everywhere all the time. And then coupled with having to pull out the bed, put away the bed, you've got to climb over each other to get things. And yeah, it's just kind of like, we've been doing it for 3 years now and we just want that bit more space to make life a bit easier. I know obviously that's the whole point in having a VW camper with the pop top roof and everything, is that you sacrifice the space for convenience when it comes to driving around and everything. And the van is great at just popping into town. You can park it in a normal space. Like, it makes life so much easier in that regard. And I think that the new van's going to be a bit more difficult with parking in places and stuff. I don't think we're going to venture too much into towns though, into parking spaces, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, really looking forward to having a bit more space, having the fixed bed, yeah, and not having to climb over each other. So we're all packed up, ready to go. Well, not quite. Becky's going to work for a couple of hours. I'm going to come back to the campsite and just kind of tidy everything up. I'm going to start cleaning the van as well, because it's getting picked up tomorrow afternoon, and by the time we get back tonight it's going to be quite late, and then I've got to take Joss to football tomorrow morning. So as much as I can get done now, we'll just like make life a lot easier tomorrow, I suppose. But this is it, everybody, the end of the final trip in the van. We're going to say our farewells. Next weekend though, it's Christmas, so make sure you come back for our Christmas video. I think Christmas Day we're spending at home, and then Boxing Day we're going over to my mum's, I think, and Joss is coming over then. So yeah, make sure you come back for that. But until the next one, guys, have a safe drive, stay alive, have a lovely day, try not to spill anything, and we'll see you guys next time.